Starting lineups ready to go here tonight. First for the Carroll University Pioneers. They will start at a guard, Nick Penny. Penny's a 6'2 senior out of Lake Zurich, Illinois, the team's leading scorer at better than 14 a game. Ryan Clary at a guard, 6'1", 180, a junior out of Pewaukee by way of Brookfield Academy. Blake Williams will start at a forward, 6'6", 185, a sophomore from Lone Tree, Colorado. Charlie Soule will play forward, 6'2", 190, the senior from Oregon, Wisconsin. And Cale Maupin at forward, 6'4", 210, a senior out of Peatone, Illinois. Head coach Paul Combs, 7th season at the helm for the Carroll Pioneers, 89-78 his record at Carroll in 21 seasons at Lakeland and UW-Platteville, 305 and 237. Right now we'll head downstairs to the scorers table and the starting lineup for your Carthage Redmen.
Introducing your Carthage Redmen! At center, a 6'11 junior from Notre Dame College Prep, hailing from Chicago, Illinois, number 34, Shawn Johnson! At forward, a 6'5 senior from Zion Benton High School in Zion, Illinois, number 24, Keenan Baltimore! At center, a 6'11 senior from Maine South High School, hailing from Park Ridge, Illinois, number 54, Brad Perry! At guard, a 6-foot junior from Wheeling High School, hailing from Arlington Heights, Illinois, number 10, T.J. Best. And at guard, a 6'4 senior from Downers Grove North High School in Downers Grove, Illinois, number 21, Jordan Kendrowski. The head coach for the Redmen is Bosco Jurakovic.
So TJ Best will make his second consecutive start at guard for the Redmen tonight. Krishawn Cook is available. We should see him tonight as he's battling through a right leg injury. So it'll be Best, Kendrowski, Baltimore, Johnson, and Perry for the Carthage Redmen. Looking for the season sweep in this series. The 82nd meeting, Carthage with a 46-34 all-time record against the Carroll Pioneers. Pioneers in the navy blue shirts, navy blue shorts, orange numerals trimmed in white. Redmen in the home whites, the white jerseys, white shorts, red lettering, red numerals. Shawn Johnson set to tip it up. He will go against Blake Williams. In the opening tip, it will be brought down by the Pioneers. They'll work it right to left as we are underway here at the Tarble Arena. Big ball game tonight. Chance to cement that sixth spot, at least for right now, with 3 weeks left in the regular season. Redmen will open up zone here. They work the perimeter. Dump it off into the corner, far side, Charlie Soule. Back up top, around to Penny. Near side it goes, Williams. Tried to force it inside. Turnaround shot by Clary. Rims off, no good. Ball tipped through. Offensive board by Charlie Soule. Pioneers will reset with the shot clock at 20. Clary with it now. Back out it goes. Around to Penny. Penny here in the left wing. Back up top, right side. Williams back to Penny for three. Dropped it in. TJ Best draped all over Penny. Still got it away. 41% shooter from three-point range. Got some friends and family here from Lake Zurich attending the game here tonight. 3-0 Carroll. Best now to Baltimore, top of the circle. Works it off left wing, Kendrowski. Nice look inside Perry, who was fouled on the flyby that time inside by Ryan Clary. Clary picking up the first foul of the game. First team foul on Carroll. Shot clock readjusts to 20. TJ Best will trigger left of the basket for the Redmen. Best looking to trigger. All the way up top, intercepted. Bad pass that time, intended for Baltimore. Soule on the steal. And then Baltimore able to get back, takes the charge as Soule was going to try and take it all the way to the rim. Baltimore got set, took the charge just outside the halo. Offensive foul to the Pioneers. Charlie Soule that time as he stole that inbound pass from Best. Going to take it all the way, and Baltimore doing his best to hustle down, got his feet planted and took the charge. Now Best brings it across. They'll trap him just across midcourt. They get it to Kudrowski. Kudrowski was going to try and throw it off a defender, and it deflects to Penny. 2 straight turnovers by the Redmen. This is what they do. They force you into that with that trapping defense at midcourt. Now Penny will work the basketball top of the circle. Redmond 2-3. Now to Maupin. Into the corner it goes on the drive. Altered the shot on the way up was Williams. Good defense by Perry inside as Baltimore comes away with it. He'll give it up to TJ Best. Best across midcourt. Again, they'll try and trap the guards. They'll put 2 on a guard here. Redmond just need to keep moving the basketball. There it goes inside to Perry. Back out to Best for 3. That one rims out no good, and the rebound taken away inside by Cale Maupin. Redmond getting out-rebounded here in the early going. Now they'll set it up, slow it down. Soule will work it near side. Clary back inside. Extra pass into the paint to Maupin. Couldn't handle it. Gets it back. Now throws it up top. Williams with it. Reversing to Penny for 3 over Best. Got it again. Twice now Penny has been able to hit the triple. TJ Best just a shade late getting over with a hand in the face. 6-0 Carroll. Now Kudrowski with it here in the near wing. Up top to Perry. They bring him all the way up top. Now to Best left wing. Inside to Johnson on the left block. Double team. Back to Best. Floats a pass. Extra pass low right. Down to Perry with the finish. Nice set of eyes that time by Best. He thought about taking that shot, but the last second dumped it down low right. Perry was able to finish. Perry with an 18-12 game against Carroll earlier this season. Now Maupin back out to Williams. Williams tangled up by Best and is taken away by Johnson. Outlets to Kudrowski across midcourt. Nice job by TJ Best that time. Now they get to backdoor feed Johnson inside to Perry, who traveled with the basketball. Good call there. Extra step that time by Perry. Johnson caught that ball on the left block and in one motion was going to try and get the pass back to Perry. It was behind him and necessitated Perry to take that little shuffle step and traveled with the basketball. Another turnover for the Redmen, their third. 6-2 Carroll. With it here in the near wing. Clary to Soule, back up top. Penny with it. Tried an extra pass, stolen by Baltimore. Keenan Baltimore coming down, had it taken away, goes out of bounds. Should be Carthage ball here as Williams with the strip and the ball rolling out of bounds. Redmond ball left of the basket here. 26 to shoot for the Redmen. Approaching 4 minutes gone by here in this first half. Redmond chasing 4 here in the early going. Baltimore off the return, traveled with it. Got that pass in to Johnson, who gave it back to Baltimore, who in turn shuffled the feet. Redmond with just 5 turnovers in the loss to Wheaton on Saturday. Now with 4 already here in the first 4 minutes. Now an up and down by Maupin. A lot of luggage tonight, a lot of bag packing, a lot of traveling tonight. 6-2 Carroll. Again, they'll try and trap the Redmen across midcourt. Best quickly across to Johnson now. Waits for the double team, gets it to Best. 1-3-1 zone here as Baltimore drives through the zone. Kick back to Kudrowski, steps inside the arc left wing and hits. Baltimore with the penetration that time. The quick pitch to Kudrowski took the dribble out of the left corner, dropped it below the arc, left of the free throw line, and sunk the 20-footer. Redmond back to within 2, 6-4. Penny working the slow dribble. Works it off to Williams. Dumps it inside now. Coming around with it is Clary. Back out around the near side. Williams with it. To Clary. Down low to Maupin. He was able to finish low left. Clary to Maupin. Maupin with the finish in front of Baltimore. So Carroll going to go with a line change here. 5 fresh guys in here. First 5 minutes of this action here. They get it to Johnson here on the left wing. Back out to Best. Up top to Kudrowski. 3 on the way. Back iron miss. Long rebound picked up by Best on the left wing. Gets it back to Johnson. Now Kadrowski with it, puts it on the floor in front of Penny, drifts off right side, flips back out to Baltimore, shot clock at 9. Can't use the ball screen by Johnson, so Baltimore passes it off. Kadrowski stepped on the sideline and out of bounds. John Lynn on the call there, good call. Heel was over the end line. So a whole fresh 5 in there now for Carroll. Adam Radcliffe in at a guard now for Carthage, replacing TJ Best. Johnson also comes out. Preston Laquetta in. We'll check the changes here for Carroll in just a moment. 5 minutes in, 8-4 Carroll. Carter Sturgeon in there now, a freshman out of Centennial, Colorado. Feeds the basketball to David Anillis. And now we get a foul inside, and the foul's going to go on Carthage as Anillis hits the deck here. Perry picking up the foul. That's the first team foul on the Redmen tonight. Be a shooting foul. Anillis at the free throw line. Does not get there often. Anillis, 18 games, made 1 start. Plays about 11 minutes per contest. 3 for 6 at the line this season. He'll get 2 here. Rattles the first one in. Anillis out of Weston, Florida. Archbishop Curley, Notre Dame High School. Makes both free throws here, 2 for 2. 6-point lead for the Pioneers, their largest of the game. Again, they'll press off made baskets and free throws. Carthage throws it away. Keenan Baltimore looking for Preston Laquetta. Too hot to handle. Timeout, Redmen. Carthage with 6 turnovers tonight in the first 6 minutes of this contest, and they trail by 6, 10-4. Our game tonight brought to you by Mason's Eatery and Pub, Highway 50 west of Green Bay Road in Kenosha. Don't be a chain eater, eat at Mason's. By Francetic Tax Resolution. Don't get frantic, get Francetic. Go to 262tax.com. And by Luigi's Pizzeria. They're located 2 blocks south of Highway 50 on 39th Avenue in Kenosha. Redmen just 2 for 4, 0 for 2 at the arc. They're 1 for their last 16, shooting the 3 ball going back to Saturday's game against Wheaton. Meanwhile, Carroll 3 for 5 from the field, 2 for 2 at the arc. It's Nate Penny with 6 points, 2 for 2 at the arc. Anillis, Hall, Gruber, Ronzio, and Sturgeon out there for Carroll. Baltimore, Perry, Laquetta, Kadrowski, and Radcliffe, Adam Radcliffe for the Redmen. Again, Christian Cook is available, will play tonight. They roll around far side. Alpin looking for some opening, gets it back out to the free throw line. The jumper won't fall, taken by Soul that time. Rebound cleared out of there by the Redmen. Radcliffe now handling the basketball, takes it across midcourt, double team, swings it off right side Baltimore, cross-court feed, Kadrowski left side. Penetrates, drops it down low, and Brad Perry will finish low left. The extra pass by Kadrowski had the option to shoot or not. Elected to go down low post to Perry. Perry with 4 points. 4-point deficit, 10-6 Carroll, 7 minutes in. Starting 5 back in there now. Maupin works it off to Williams, to Clary. Clary working the dribble, gets it back off to Maupin, backing down on Perry, fires on the right block and hits over Perry. Kyle Maupin with 4 points tonight. Lead back to 6, 12-6. Favor the Pioneers. 12.5 minutes to go, first half. They double team Baltimore, finds Radcliffe. Penetrates, swing to the right corner. Kadrowski for 3, drops it in. Adam Radcliffe on the assist. Credit Baltimore with the sharp pass to Radcliffe. And then crisply swung it to the right corner, and Kadrowski drops the triple to pull his team to within 3. Now we got to travel. Little problem on the ball screen that time. Maupin was going to come up and set the ball screen for Clary. Clary trying to get around that screen. Forgot to put the ball on the floor. 5th turnover by Carroll tonight. 3-point deficit for the Redmen. And they look to double team. They tip the ball out of bounds. Clary with the run up, or Charlie Soule that time with the run up and tip out. Johnson in, Baltimore out. Philip Bulatovich, the freshman, in now for the Redmen. He will replace Keenan Baltimore. Johnson in for Perry. So you have Radcliffe, Kadrowski, Laketta, Johnson, and Bulatovich for Carthage. Radcliffe inside to Johnson. It was too hot to handle. They turn it over. Hard to believe that you can throw a pass over the head of a 6'11 post player. That's exactly what happened there. Now the Pioneers will set it up. Maupin, top of the circle. Cut off by Johnson. Swings it off near side Clary. Bounce feed to Soule. Charlie Soule dribbles out of the left corner on Laketta. Puts it up with the right hand. Missing. Rebound Shawn Johnson. Did a nice job to lose Laketta that time. Went up with the right hand. Just couldn't get it to fall. Laketta hoisting from three. No. Johnson offensive board. Stick back, yes, for Shawn Johnson. And when Laketta's in there and he touches it on the offensive end, it's going up. That time Johnson was there to clean up the miss and get the stick back. Redmond to within one. 3 on the way. Back iron miss taken by Clary. Rebound Laketta. Outlets quickly Kadrowski. Down the left side, Kedro. Handles the basketball. Will pull it out on the dribble. 9 minutes in. 12-11 Carroll. They led from the get-go. Carthage searching for their first lead. Laketta. Deep three. Look out. That one lips out, no good. Tip out by Johnson to no avail as Charlie Soule flags it down for Carroll. Now Clary will set it up. Nice look inside, the drive to the basket and the finish by Blake Williams. He's set up in the left corner. Redmond failed to secure. He drove it all the way to the baseline and got it home. 14-11 Carroll. Pass out of bounds. Carthage ball. Substitutions for the Pioneers. Justin Gruber back in. Taryn Hall also back in. Sturgeon back in. And David Anilis also back in for the Pioneers. They've led from the start. They lead by 3 as Radcliffe takes it across midcourt. Man-to-man defense here for Pioneers. Ball screen by Laketta. Radcliffe swings it off to Johnson. Back out to Radcliffe. Shot clock down to 5. Got to move here. Radcliffe deep 3. No good. Rebound Anilis. Able to get position in front of Johnson. Looking for the fast break underneath the Sturgeon. He will finish. Transition baskets for Carroll, and they're back up by 5. 16-11. 9:50 to play in the half. I told you this is a very good team. They play team basketball. Now Krishan Cook into the lineup for the first time. Has that ball knocked away by Anilis. As Baltimore will check back in. He's going to come in for Preston Laketta. Krishan Cook on the floor. First time in 2 games we've seen Krishan. He's been out a week with a right leg injury. He is back out there tonight. His first action in a week. 9.5 minutes to go. 16-11 in favor of the Pioneers. Baltimore, nice lob inside to Johnson. He was held up and the foul called. Double team on Johnson that time, and the foul's going to go on Sturgeon. With the hold that time, in the back of Johnson. 3rd team foul on the Pioneers. Redmond will inbound right of the basket. Kadrowski back in for Carthage. They get it into Baltimore. Drives. Baltimore going strong to the basket. Lays it up and in. And we got a flopping call here on Sturgeon, I believe. And that's exactly what we have. Sturgeon was going to try and take the charge from Baltimore. Baltimore did not make contact with him. He fell down anyways. The official right there with the flop warning. The new rules in basketball this year. All levels of the NCAA. 16-13, Redmond down 3. Carroll with the ball. Anilis with it now. Works it off. Ronzio. Back to Anilis on the drive. Spin move on Baltimore. Missed the shot. Krishan Cook able to take it down for the Redmen. Pretty good move on Baltimore that time. Now Kadrowski penetrates. Kick to Bulatovich. Left corner 3. Drops in for the freshman. Ties the game at 16 with the triple out of the left corner by Philip Bulatovich. Redmond have come all the way back here to tie it now at 16 with 8:44 to play. Working the basketball is Sturgeon. To Anilis on the left wing. Thought about taking the shot. Now kicks it back off far side. Ronzio out of Hersey High School. And we got a whistle. We got contact on a hand check by Shawn Cook. Starting five coming back in now for the Pioneers. Clary, Williams, Soule, Penny, and Maupin. 8:24 to go here first half. Game tied at 16. Carroll at 50% from the field. Carthage 7 of 12, 58% from the field. Pioneers will inbound right of the basket, 20 to shoot. They get it in quickly, and the shot rejected by Bulatovic that time on the attempt by Williams. Cook will handle it now for the Redmen. Feeds Kadrowski high on the left, lob pass to Baltimore on the left block. Throws it across to Shawn Cook. Now feeds Johnson. Johnson backing in on Maupin. Double team. Try to throw it back out. Kadrowski had it. Tied up. We got a whistle. We got a foul, I believe, on Kadrowski. He's trying to tie up the basketball. Had one hand on it. Tried to reach the other hand in. Instead grabbed the arm of the defender for Carroll and commits the foul. First foul on Kedro. Third team foul on the Redmen. Team fouls even now at 3. Under 8 minutes to go, first half, tied at 16. Penny, top of the circle jumper, back iron miss, long rebound. Bulatovic thrown to the floor. We got a travel. Ooh, break here for the Redmen. Could have been a foul on Bulatovic, who was battling the rebound that time with Williams. They'll call Williams for the travel. Break for Carthage. Some token pressure now as Cook will work the dribble across center court. Shawn Cook, left side feed Kadrowski. Ball screen set by Johnson. 20-footer by Kedro is short. The rebound will angle out of bounds. It'll be Carroll ball. Redmond with 8 turnovers tonight, 5 by Carroll. Carthage only turned it over 5 total times in the game Saturday. Clary will bring it across. On the drive, Clary around everybody, overlaid as he tried to make his move around Johnson. Baltimore clears out the rebound. Baltimore down the floor. Gets it to Kadrowski, left corner. Feeds Baltimore again. Baltimore double teamed immediately. Has to get the dribble out. Tries to do so and does. Nice shovel pass to Johnson. Going strong to the basket and draws the foul. Excellent job by Baltimore to keep that ball away from the Carroll defender. As he circled left side, started to charge down the lane, fed the ball one-handed to Johnson, who was able to draw the foul. Williams with the foul, his first, 4th on the team. Johnson at the line, first trip to the line for the Redmen tonight, and Johnson hits the heel and off. Shawn Johnson, 9 points, 3 blocks in the game earlier this season against Carroll, actually a couple of weeks ago. Against this Carroll team. His second free throw in. The Redmen have their first lead. 17-16 Carthage. 6:50 to play here in this first half. Clary working the dribble, top of the circle, cut off by Cook. Gives it off to Williams. Williams nearly turned it over as Cook fell down. Jump stop in the paint. Back out to Clary. Clary with the shove to the floor. Baltimore got a hand on the hip that time. Clary a little out of control, but Baltimore was there with little assistance, put him to the floor, and the foul on Baltimore, his first. Brad Perry back in now for the Redmen, replacing Shawn Johnson. Carroll will inbound, 20 to shoot, left of the basket. All the way up top. Maupin to Soule around the far side. Working it with Williams. Williams back out to Maupin. Crossover dribble. Spins on Perry. Hard to the basket. Missing. Ball loose inside. Penny able to dig it out. Back up top to Maupin. Thought about the 3. Pioneers will reload. Back to Penny. 3 on the way. Back iron miss. Carthage able to get the rebound. Kadrowski in the far corner. 6:05 to go here in the half. 17-16 Redmond. Carthage with their first lead. Trailed by as many as 6. Now Perry back up top, Baltimore. Around the right side to Kadrowski, to Cook, up top to Baltimore. Wants the 3. In and out. The rebound, Charlie Soule. He'll give it up to Williams. Williams across midcourt. Williams with a ball dribble all the way to the basket. Missed the shot but drew the foul. Didn't recognize you had a ball handler coming down the floor. Baltimore had his back to the play, didn't turn around quick enough to stop the dribble penetration, and that led to a foul by Perry, his second. And this will put Blake Williams on the line. Williams, the sophomore out of Lone Tree, Colorado. Dancing, and down on that first free throw. 4 points, 5 rebounds in the game earlier this month against the Redmen as Taryn Hall checks back in, the junior out of Mauston High School. Second free throw on the way. Back iron miss. Redmond with the rebound. 0 for 2 that trip. Remains a 17-16 lead. Pioneers now 4 minutes without a field goal. Redmond just as long, 3.5 minutes without a field goal. Kadrowski going down, offensive foul. Leaned in too hard that time on Blake Williams, who took the charge in the paint that time. Kadrowski was working the dribble, had his back to the basket, and as he turned, the shoulder went in to Williams. Game tied at 17. 5:20 to go. Now Maupin, near side. Firing up the 3 was Taryn Hall. That was no good. Penny with the rebound. Feeds Hall again. Drives the basket, lays it up and in. Brad Penny, or I should say Nick Penny, with 3 big offensive rebounds tonight. 19-17. Carroll back up. Kershawn Cook having trouble with it now. Flags it down on the left side. Missed the last week with an injury. Now drives, the kick to the right corner. Bulatovic for 3. That was an air ball miss. Well short of the mark that time. Taken away by Maupin to Penny. Now to Clary. Ran into Cook. Ball loose on the floor. Picked back up by Williams. Back out to Maupin. Shot clock at 15. Maupin wants a 3. Got it. What do we have? They're going to count the basket and a foul here on Carroll, I believe. If this is going to talk about it, count the field goal. Foul's going to go on whom? Nick Penny. Penny trying to run through the lane that time. Knocked over the Carthage defender, and so Penny picks up the foul, his first. Justin Gruber back in there now for the Pioneers. So you have Clary, Williams, Maupin, and Hall, and Gruber. Bulatovic driving, going hard, floats off the left side, and it goes down. Bulatovic driving in, wanted to avoid the contact, so he just kind of flipped it up nonchalant, and it found the basket. 5 points for Bulatovic. 22-19, Redmond back to within 3. The lead just won, 17-16 at the 5:40 mark. Got a moving screen violation on the Carroll Pioneers. Cale Maupin with the foul. Evens the team fouls now at 6. Sturgeon will check back in. Charlie Soule also checking back in for the Pioneers. (22-19). Redmond down 3. 3:50 to go. First half. It's working into Carroll's hands right now. They want the game in the high 50s, low 60s. Kershawn Cook with a hoist from 3. That won't go. Ball tapped around loose inside. Last to touch was Baltimore, out of bounds to the Pioneers. Batted around a couple of different times. Baltimore was the last to get the fingertips on it before it rolled out of bounds. First look in a couple of games here now for the Redmen by Joshua Washburn. He's in for Cook. So you got Kadrowski and Washburn along with Bulatovic, Baltimore, and Johnson for the Redmen. Nick Penny back in there as well. Also out there, David Anilis. Now Charlie Soule working the dribble, top of the circle, leaves it for Penny. 3 on the way, back iron miss. Angles to the far corner, picked up by Soule. Gives it off to Anilis. Back up top, Sturgeon. Back to Anilis. Had it, lost it. Bulatovich with the steal, got it across midcourt. We got, an over and back violation. So evidently Anilis touched it before it went back over the center line. And then as both he and Bulatovich went for the loose ball, Anilis touched it again, and the backcourt violation. Blake Williams in for Sturgeon. Baltimore will get it into Washburn. 3 minutes to go, first half, Redmond down 3. Johnson top of the circle, works it around left side. Kadrowski feeds Baltimore. Backing in, now back up top. Bulatovich for 3. That one's way off. Baltimore the offensive rebound, low left. Head shoulder fake, goes back up and draws the foul. And Bulatovich caught that pass, and again, it looks like he's thinking before he's just shooting. Instead of just catching and releasing, he's thinking about it, and it's when you get into trouble. Baltimore was there to collect the offensive rebound and draw the foul. Foul will go on Anilis. That's his first. 7th team foul now on Carroll. 2-shot foul here. Baltimore sinks the first. Cale Maupin back in now. So Ryan Clary back in for the Pioneers. Chance to cut it to 1 from the line here for Baltimore. Rims out, the rebound pulled in by Williams. 1 for 2 that trip, Baltimore with 3 points. 22-20, Carroll, now a steal again by Bulatovich. Takes it across midcourt, down the left side, and then gave up the ball back to Maupin. Maupin now across midcourt, walked with the basketball. Baltimore with a good job defending. As Maupin came to an abrupt stop just across the center line near the scorer's table. Baltimore then defended him up. He had nowhere to turn and actually fell backwards, losing his footing, turning the ball over. Seb Lee's in for the first time tonight. Freshman out of Melbourne, Australia. 22-20, Redmond trail here. 2:24 to play. Washburn, near side Baltimore. Underneath it goes Johnson, low right, missed. Bulatovich, though, with a follow-up low left, ties the game at 22. Johnson just kind of caught that one and just flipped it up. Low right while in midair, missed it completely, but Bulatovich crashing the boards, able to get the stick back. Now Penny working the dribble. Around the left of the free throw line, pulls up 16-footer, crawls off no good. Tap out, we got a whistle, foul on Carroll underneath. It's going to go on Seb Lees. That is his first, 8th team foul, so we'll walk it down to my right. Free throws here for Keenan Baltimore with just under 2 minutes to play and a chance to give the Redmen their second lead tonight. Carthage with just 1 lead, 17-16. They've trailed by as many as 6 here tonight. Free throw short this time. Baltimore's missed his last 2. The rebound to Hall. Carroll will bring it up in the backcourt. Clary across midcourt. To Soule, to Maupin. Now far side, Hall for 3. In and out. Rebound Johnson. He'll give it up to Washburn. 1:40 to play here in the first half. Washburn working the dribble. Gets a ball screen from Johnson. He'll shoot over it. The lefty has it curl off. No good. And the rebound Maupin. Rebounds even now at 15 apiece. Maupin handles it now. Waits for Clary, hands it off. Now to Terran Hall. Hall guarded up by Bulatovich. To Soule. Back near side it goes Clary. Back to Soule. Below the free throw line. Back out for the 3. On the way and good by Cale Maupin. Maupin for the 3. Makes it a 25-22 advantage with under a minute to go here in this first half. 3 for 8 now from the arc, and now we get a whistle and a foul on the drive. committed by the Pioneers. Clary picking up his second, 9th team foul. Let's put Joshua Washburn at the free throw line. Washburn making his 15th appearance this season. He started 4 games earlier. Matter of fact, started both games down in Puerto Rico. Drops in the free throw. Against Albright and Birmingham Southern. It's 2 wins by the Redmen. Out of Kenosha Indian Trail. And the lefty sinks both free throws here, brings his team to within 1. 52 seconds to play. 25-24 Carroll. Gruber will give it back to Soule. Up top, Maupin. Near side, Hall. Back to Penny. Penny gets a ball screen from Maupin. Lost 2 different defenders. Now kicks it back for the 3 by Gruber. That's no good. Kadrowski with the rebound. Carthage now with a chance to play it for 1. Baltimore takes it across with the slow dribble. Redmond will spread it out. 16 seconds to play. Keenan at the center circle. Double team, crosses over, swings it off to Kadrowski. Cross-court feed back to Washburn. Washburn, head shoulder fake, puts it up, crawls over the front of the rim, no good. Rebound to Hall. The big long court heave at the buzzer by Gruber, no good. And the Pioneers will take a 1-point lead into the locker room here at halftime. 25-24 in favor of the Pioneers over the Carthage Redmen. Carthage basketball tonight on AM 1050 WLIP. We'll step out, take a 2-minute break. Back with halftime numbers for you right after this on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP. Thanks, Mike. Redmond basketball tonight on AM 1050 WLIP, brought to you in part by Something Different, a sports fan fantasy land on 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha, by the Berkshire Hathaway Epic Real Estate Company, by the Sinus and Snoring MD.com, that's Dr. Swerdlin on Green Bay Road in Kenosha, and by our friends at Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, just east of I-94 on Highway 50. Nobody sells for less than Lynch. Boys and Girls Club night here at the Tarble Arena, and we've got the Boys and Girls Club basketball teams enjoying a little free time on the court as we're at halftime here at the Tarble Arena. 25-24, Carroll on top of Carthage. Redmond trailed throughout much of this ball game. Carroll led by as many as 6 early on, jumped out to a 6-0 lead, led 12-6 at one point as well. Carthage battled back to take a 17-16 lead on a 1-for-2 trip at the free throw line by Shawn Johnson. But then a 6-0 run capped off by a Kayla Maupin three-pointer at the 4:24 mark put the Pioneers up 22-17, but then a 7-3 run by the Redmen to close out this first half brought Carthage to within 1. Carthage actually had one more look at the basket in the final moments. Washburn's jumper with about 4 seconds left rimmed off, and that ended our first half 25-24. As we take a look at the numbers in the first half, Redmond shooting just under 41%, 9 for 22 tonight, 2 for 12 at the three-point arc. Redmond were 1 for 14 the other night against Wheaton, so they've gone 3 for their last 26 long distance and 4 for 7 at the line tonight. Filip Bulatovic, the freshman out of Maine South, the leading scorer for the Redmen in that first half, coming off the bench, playing 12 minutes of that first half, going 3 for 5, including a three-pointer. He has 7 to lead the way for the Redmen. Jordan Kedrowski, 5 points tonight, 2 for 4 from the field, including a three-pointer for Kedro. Brad Perry with 4. Perry 2 for 2 in the low post. Played just 10 minutes, picked up his second foul midway through our first half and sat out the last 9 minutes or so of this first half. He finished with 4. 3 each for Keenan Baltimore and Shawn Johnson. 2 points for Joshua Washburn. Krishan Cook back in the lineup, played 6 minutes of that first half, 0 for 1 from the field. TJ Best started at guard tonight and was also 0 for 1 tonight. Adam Radcliffe, Preston Laquetta played, did not score for the Redmen in the first half. Carthage just under 41% from the field in that first half. Meanwhile, for Carroll, not much better, 36% shooting from the field, 9 for 25. Pioneers were 4 of 10 from the arc and 3 of 4 at the line. Kayla Maupin, game high honors right now. Maupin with 10 points. He's 4 for 5 from the field, including a pair of three-pointers tonight. Maupin with 10 points. 6 for Nick Penny. Penny 2 for 6, both of those three-pointers tonight. 3 points for Blake Williams. Williams 1 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 from the line. And then 2 points each for David Anilis, Taryn Hall, and Carter Sturgeon tonight with 2 points. Rebounds even at 16 apiece. Redmond with 4 offensive boards tonight. 12 on the defensive side for a total of 16. 16 for the Pioneers tonight. 11 on the defensive glass, 5 on the offensive glass. Your leading rebounders tonight, Shawn Johnson with 4 for the Redmen, and Charlie Soule with 4 for Carroll tonight. Teams turned it over a bunch in that first half. Carroll with 11 turnovers, leading to 7 Carthage points. Carthage turning it 10 times, leading to 4 Pioneer points. Points in the paint, Carthage outscoring Carroll 12-10. Second chance points even at 5. And in transition, Carroll a 3-0 advantage. Carthage with just 5 assists, assists out of their 9 made baskets tonight. Carroll 8 assists on their 9 makes in that first half. Largest lead was 6 by Carroll. Carthage, their largest lead was 1. That was just under 7 minutes left, 17-16, and the Redmen trail by 1 here at the half, 25-24. Lady Reds on the road tonight are in Waukesha to take on Carroll, and it's not good. Very bad. Very, very bad, as they would say on Jerry Seinfeld. Carroll out to a 47-27 lead over the Lady Reds at the half in Waukesha. Lady Reds just 43% shooting, 7 of 16 from the field in that ball game, as they are again without Autumn Kahless, out with that upper body injury. Kahless not in the lineup tonight for the Lady Reds, and it shows Carthage trailing 47-27 at the half on the road at Carroll. Carroll already with 3 players in double figures. Wisher with 12. Sierra Gruber with 10. And Alyssa Cruz with 10 for the Pioneers. Leading scorers for the Lady Reds in that first half, Destiny Antoine with 8. Sammy Woodward with 8. Reds with some work to do. They've got a deep hole at the half in Waukesha, trailing Carroll 47-27. On the men's side tonight, Elmhurst has rallied back from a 10-point deficit. They trail by 1, approaching halftime in Rock Island. It's Augustana 39, the Blue Jays 38. Blue Jays moving up in the polls this week. They are ranked number 4. They come into play tonight, tied for first place, 8-1, 17-1 overall. And again, that game approaching halftime. It is now halftime, tied at 41. So Carroll battled back in that, or I should say Elmhurst battled back in that one. Jake Rohde, fresh off a 41-point game Saturday, has 10 at the break for the Blue Jays. Meanwhile, it is Micah Martin with a field day. 17 first half points for the Vikings. He is 7 of 9 from the field. And it's tied at 41 in Rock Island, Elmhurst and Augustana. North Central is in Bloomington to take on Illinois Wesleyan, and the Titans with an 8-point halftime lead, 42-34. Perhaps they need Wayne Messmer to sing the national anthem more often down there in Bloomington. He did so tonight, and that has sparked the Titans to an 8-point halftime lead, 42-34, Wesleyan on top of North Central. Leading scorer for Wesleyan in that first half was No with 9 points. Corey No, 9 points to lead the way for the Titans. Meanwhile, leading scorer for the Cardinals, it was Michael Pollack with 6. Matt Helwig with 5 for the Cardinals. So the Cardinals on the road tonight, trailing by 8 in Bloomington, 42-34 in favor of Illinois Wesleyan. And their other game tonight in the battle for last place. The winner stays out of the cellar for the rest of the year. It is North Park doubling up on Milliken in Decatur tonight, 37-19 at the half. Toby Merrick with 16 first half points for North Park, the only Parky with double figures tonight. He's got 16. Hampton with 7 in that contest. Both Calvin and Zach Fisher no-shows in the lineup for Milliken tonight. That may have something to do with it. Fisher brothers not playing tonight for Mark Scher and the Milliken Big Blue, and they trail by 18 at the half, 37-19 in Decatur. Redmond and Lady Reds will have a bye this Saturday, so no basketball for you Saturday. We'll resume action next week, Wednesday, 1 week from tonight. It'll be Lady Red basketball with the Lady Reds back here at home hosting North Central. We'll have the broadcast for you here on 1050 WLIP 1 week from tonight, beginning at 6:45 Central Standard Time. So good opportunity for a break coming up here on February 1st. Both the Lady Reds and Redmond will have the weekend off, and boy, they could use it. Refreshed, recharged, and for the Lady Reds to get healthy. They are without Autumn Kahless tonight and trail by 20 at the break to Carroll in Waukesha tonight, 47-27. Kahless missing her second straight ball game. We'll step out, take a 60 break. When we come back, second half action from the Tarble Arena. Carthage Redmond trailing the Carroll Pioneers 25-24. Back after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Tonight's Carthage Redmond basketball game brought to you in part by Ruffalo's 2 Family Restaurant on 45th Street in Kenosha, by Lou Perini's Gas and Grocery, 52nd Street and Sheridan Road, by the Vigiano Insurance Agency. Call Steve, he'll shop for your insurance needs. By S.J. Crystal's Menswear, for the finest in men's fashions, it's clearly S.J. Crystal's, 57th Street and 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. Redmond down 1 here at the break, 25-24. They get better at the outside shooting. Again, the three-point shooting has gone awry for the Redmond here tonight, as they have struggled at the arc for the second consecutive game, just 2 for 12 long distance tonight. This game playing right into the hands of Carroll as they come in tonight's game averaging in CCIW play 66 points per contest. They are number 1 defensively in the conference, giving up just 64 points per game. So this is playing into their hands, so to speak. We mentioned that in the pregame, and Bosco was quick to point that out. He really likes the way this Carroll team plays team basketball. They share the ball well. Starting 5 for both squads to begin this second half. It'll be Best, Kadrowski, Baltimore, Johnson, and Perry for the Redmond. Clary, Williams, Scholl, Penny, and Maupin for the Pioneers. Carthage ball, they'll work it right to left here in this second half. Sit back and enjoy Redmond basketball here, down 1 as we begin our second half. And again, they try and trap here, and Kadrowski with some trouble gets it off to Best. Penetrates, now kicks to Johnson. 12-footer left side, no good. Rebound, long one out there to the free throw line, picked up by Charlie Soule. They'll give it off. Working here near side, Cleary to Penny. Down in the corner, Maupin, in and out, no good. His 20-footer off the left side wouldn't fall. Johnson clears out the rebound to TJ Best. Best across midcourt, finds Johnson, right corner. Back up top to Best. 1-3-1 zone once again here for Carroll to open up the second half. Baltimore will shoot over it and hit the 3. Found a little soft spot there out in the perimeter in that zone, and Baltimore stepped into a 3 and got it. 6 points for Keenan. Second lead of the night for the Redmond here at 27-25, their largest of the game. They led 17-16, just under 7 minutes here in the first half. Just under the 7-minute mark, I should say, of the first half. That was their only first half lead. Maupin, top of the circle, left alone for 3, missed. Charlie Soule right there for the stick back. Unfortunately, nobody home for the Redmond that time on the defensive glass. Boy, they vacated in a hurry when that shot went up. They'll have Soule all alone on the right block for the easy pick. Now Kadrowski for 3. That's a back iron miss. A rebound inside, taken in by Blake Williams. Williams will give it up now. Ryan Cleary, guarded by Best. Feeds Maupin to Soule. Back to Maupin, top of the circle, puts it on the floor in front of Perry, backs it out to Penny. Penny gets around Kadrowski. Now back over, Clary. Back up top, Soule for 3. Got it. Charlie Soule knocks down the triple. Not known too much for a three-point shooter, just his 18th chuck from long distance, but he's now 7 of 18. 30-27 Carroll. Kadrowski now out of the right corner, back up top to Baltimore. Double team, works it off to Best, back to Baltimore, steps into a 3, on the way, good. Keenan, back-to-back triples, ties the game at 30. 9 now for the senior out of Zion. Clary, hounded by TJ Best, will get a ball screen from Maupin. Gets the return pass, kick to the corner now, Soule, another 3. On the way, no good. Rebound pulled in by Kadrowski. Got poked in the just above the right eye that time as he gathered that one in. Baltimore with it. Leaves it for Best. He circles back to the center stripe. Rolls a bounce pass to Baltimore. Tried to feed Kadrowski. Back to Baltimore now. Baltimore on the drive. Through the paint. Puts it up. Right side. Good. Keenan Baltimore. Little scissor dribble that time once he got below the free throw line. Left hand, right hand, and up. Keenan with 8 points here in this second half. And the Redmen up by 2, 32-30. Key moments here, these first 5 minutes of this second half. Penny now at the free throw line. Works it inside Maupin. Spinning. Tried to lean in. Got away with a walk as he got the pass away to Soul. Finishes underneath. Check that bucket by Blake Williams. He's got 5. Ties the game at 32. Best now will work it off to Baltimore. Baltimore's pass errant here to the near side. Picked up by Best. Best now on the dribble. Kick to Baltimore. He'll hoist another 3. Got it! Keenan 3 for 3 from long distance. 11 points here in this second half. Here in the first 4 minutes of this second half. 35-32. Paul Combs will take a timeout. Very demonstrative in taking that timeout. 32nd timeout. Stops play here. Redmen 4 for their last 5 now, shooting the 3. And 3 of those by Keenan Baltimore. 11 second half points for Baltimore, now with 14. 35-32 Redmen. Our game tonight brought to you in part by our friends at Dickey's Barbecue Pit, I-94 and Highway 50 across from Woodman's. By the Westosha Sports Complex, Zero to Hero Conditioning. Visit them online at westoshasportscomplex.com. And by Triangle Flooring, Furniture, and Appliance Center at Highway 50, 39th Avenue, and Roosevelt Road, inside that triangle here in Kenosha. 35-32, Redmen their largest lead at 3. Carroll with the ball, Penny with it. Works it back to Maupin, faked the shot, put it on the floor, gives it back to Penny, circles around, penetrates to the baseline, kick back out. Maupin again, all the way through the paint around Perry, and Perry with the foul. Nope, stepped out of bounds. No foul called there. Maupin stepped over the end line underneath the basket, turning it over to the Redmen. Now some pressure in the back court here as Best will handle it for Carthage. 4.5 minutes into our second half, Redmen up by 3. 11 points by Keenan Baltimore here in the first 4.5 minutes. Baltimore with it again, low left. They double team him. Comes out of there with it. Now gets it back to Perry. Perry couldn't handle the pass. It goes out of bounds. Turnover to Carroll. Poked away inside nicely that time by Taryn Hall. Got a hand inside of Perry that time to knock it away, and as Perry tried to grab it, went off his fingertips out of bounds. Pioneers hike it up. Maupin to Penny left side. We got a reach foul on Jacob Poglace just into the lineup here following that timeout. Poglace with a foul. First foul of the second half by either team. It's committed by the Redmen. Side out, far side, Carroll. Now steal by Baltimore as that pass down the near sideline. Baltimore able to get around, lay it up and in. 13 second half points for Keenan Baltimore. He's got 16 on the night, 37-32 in favor of the Redmen. Their largest lead at 5. Hall now, high on the right side. Gives it off to Clary. Clary lost control of it. Hall picks it back up. Back into the hands now of Williams for 3. That one is short. Loose underneath, and it's taken away by Maupin. Back out to Penny. Desperate 3. That one won't fall. TJ Best comes up with it. Then had it lost. It goes through the legs of Perry, but picked up by Baltimore. Oh, a little harem-scarum action that time. Redmen able to come away with it. Baltimore again having trouble with the basketball, and he turns it over. Got tipped away, I think, by Clary, and it was taken by Penny. Carroll will set it up. Out of the corner, Hall. Up top to Penny. Back over far side. 3 on the way, rattles down by Ryan Clary. Clary with the triple, his first points tonight. And a timeout taken by the Redmen. Carthage with the timeout, stopping play, 13:48 to go, 37-35 in favor of the Redmen. It'll be a 32nd timeout. Carthage 5 for 7 to start this second half. 3 for 4 at the arc. All 3 triples by Keenan Baltimore. Baltimore with just 3 first half points. 13 here in the first 6+ minutes of this second half. Now with 16 points, game high scorer so far. Meanwhile, for the Pioneers, 4 of 9 from the field here in this second half. 2 for 6 at the arc. Gruber out there now following the timeout. Gruber, Penny, Sturgeon, Hall, and Williams for Carroll. Washburn, now they're going to try and trap Washburn in the backcourt. Johnson has to come up to help out. Washburn in there now, along with Poglace, Perry, Johnson, and Baltimore. Poglace high on the right. Gets it off to Johnson, fakes, gets it back to Washburn. To Perry, top of the circle, looking low post. Johnson not open. Back out to Baltimore. They get it away. We got a hand check on. It's going to go on Taryn Hall with the shot clock down to 1. Oof. Paul Combs can't believe it either. Break for the Redmen there. The shot clock was down to 1. Baltimore was going to take the shot, and they said that Hall got both hands on Baltimore. Carthage ball here. Washburn with it. Below the free throw line. Back out to Johnson. Around to Baltimore. Puts it on the floor. Now back to Washburn. Deep 3 on the way. Good! Joshua Washburn able to drain the triple. He's got 5. The lead to 5. 40-35. 7 minutes into our second half. Now Sturgeon with it. Back up top. Working around to Penny. Guarded by Poglace. Poglace now puts it up and in. Poglace thought he got pushed. No call. Penny was able to shake him. Had the open 14-footer left of the free throw line. 40-37 Redmen. Washburn with a crossover dribble. Gets a ball screen from Perry. Backs it off now to Johnson. Inside down low. Perry able to finish the high-low game with the 2 big men. Johnson to Perry. Perry with the finish. He's got 6. 42-35 Redmen. Make it 42-37 Redmen. Penny again on the drive. Over Poglace and again hits. Jacob Poglace staying with Penny that time, but he was still able to finish. Penny now with 8. Make it 10 for Penny, 42-39. Washburn gets around Sturgeon. Works it over to the left side. They double team him to Poglace. Cut off by Penny. Back up top to Johnson. Back to Washburn. Shot clock down to 10. Washburn. Cross court right side Baltimore. Baltimore around Hall. Puts it up. Offensive foul on Keenan Baltimore. Dropped the shoulder before he put the shot up. Got called for the offensive foul. Keenan picks up foul number 2. Clary will come back in. And Maupin also back in for the Pioneers. Preston Laketta in. And Jordan Kadrowski in. So you have Kadrowski, Washburn, Laketta, Johnson, and Baltimore. 3 on the way by Hall. Left side drops it in. Ties the game at 42. Taryn Hall and a timeout taken immediately by the Redmen. No defense there at all. Hall, a stress-free 3, ties the game at 42. We'll step out and take a 60 break. 11:26 to go here in the second half. Game tied at 42. Redmen and Carroll back after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Play resuming following the Redmond timeout. Laketta driving the basket low right, able to finish off the feed from Baltimore. First two tonight for Laketta, 44-42 Redmond. Near turnover that time up top, as Washburn was bothering Ryan Clary. Bulatovic will check in, replacing Johnson for the Redmond. Carroll will inbound at midcourt. 9 minutes in, 44-42. Now Penny able to get away. Kick to the corner, left side, back up top to Maupin. Back to Gruber. Gruber to Hall. Hall around Baltimore, gets deep below the free throw line. Now kicks it back out, falling down with it. Ball loose on the floor. Washburn to tie him up. It'll be a held ball here with the possession arrow going to the Pioneers as Washburn got down on the floor, tying up Cleary. 4 to shoot here for the Pioneers. The inbound will take place left of the basket. Blake Williams back in, replacing Gruber. Look to inbound. They get it to Penny. Penny lost it on the way up, goes out of bounds. It'll be Carroll ball as it deflected off a foot of one of the Carthage players. Might have went off of Laketta. They'll have 1 second left in which to inbound and shoot, as Johnson will come in, will defend that inbound pass as Laketta comes out. Somebody's got to get up on the ball here. Well, they do, looking to trigger, only 1 second to shoot. They look to get it in. They do up top. Shot clock expired. They're going to count the basket. I thought that went to 0. They'll count the basket. Boy, you could hear the horn going off before they got that shot away. They'll make it stand. 45-44 Carroll. Huge break for the Pioneers there. Baltimore on the drive. Tough look, and he draws the foul. Had 2 players draped over him as he went to the basket. Bosco still livid about that shot clock violation, or apparent one. He caught it, took time to eye it up, and shot it. And you can see on our replay, if you're watching the video stream, the shot clock, the scoring down there, the timing is tied to the scorer's table. Huge break for Carroll there. They got away with one. This will be Baltimore on the free throw line, where he has struggled tonight, and he misses the front end. Keenan now 1 for 4 at the stripe tonight. Redmond 4 for 8. Normally a 73% free throw shooting team. The Redmond have struggled tonight. Second one on the way is good. 1 for 2. 17 points tonight for Keenan Baltimore. Game tied at 45. You have to remember that one, that shot clock violation that should have been. Now on the drive, Cleary. Back out to Williams. Williams now on the drive. Over Johnson and hits. Had the flyby by Washburn, then Johnson stepping down low. Unable to block the shot. Went up over the top and got it down. 47-45 Carroll. Washburn now, and you got to call that. Maupin got both hands on Washburn that time. But this actually away from the play. It's going to go on Ryan Clary, who picks up his third team foul. That was well away from the play. First I thought the official going to call the foul here on Maupin, who stepped into Washburn, got both hands on his hips. 20 to shoot as Redmond will inbound. Bulatovic gets it to Kadrowski. Feeds Baltimore. Double, triple team, nearly turned it over. Got it back, now back out to Kadrowski. Shot clock to 10. Back to Baltimore, 3 on the way. That's a back iron miss. Bulatovic got the rebound and was fouled. Little head and shoulder fake low left as he snared the rebound on the miss by Baltimore. And Bulatovic drew the foul. Hit on the shoulder that time. Blake Williams, his third foul. Bulatovic on the line for 2. And he has struggled at the line. He misses here. Bulatovic on the year, a 66% shooter from the line. Redmond has a team 73% coming in, and they have struggled. Second one goes down, a 1 for 2 trip. Redmond down 1, 9.5 minutes to go, 47-46. Carroll. Entertaining game tonight. Hope you're enjoying it. My pleasure to bring it to you tonight. Now Hall, guarded by Washburn. Gives it up to Soul on the left side. Soul takes the dribble, top of the circle. Crossover, fakes Laketta over Bulatovic, missing. Tough rebound as it deflected off the backboard and rim, back to Soul. Now to Maupin, around Laketta, throws it off the glass and in. Back Laketta all the way down underneath the basket and then just turned and rolled it off the right hand, off the glass. 49-46 Carroll, 8:50 to play. Washburn on the drive and a foul called. That's on Williams, that's his fourth, and it is. So Blake Williams picking up his fourth foul. 15th foul of the half on Carroll. Brad Perry will check in now for the Redmen. He will come in for Keenan Baltimore. Baltimore will get a nice hand here. 14 second half points for Baltimore, 17 total on the night. Washburn to trigger right of the basket. Gets it up top to Bulatovic. On the drive, and lost it. It's loose on the floor. He'll get tied up. It's a held ball. It'll be Carthage possession here. As Bulatovic got tied up on the floor by Charlie Soul. Held ball, Carthage possession, 13 to shoot. Bulatovic will trigger the inbound right of the basket. Gets it into Laketta. Laketta back to Kadrowski. Shot partially blocked, picked up underneath by Perry. He went over the back of Maupin, no call. Able to scoop that short shot over Maupin's back and lay it in. 49-48. Perry now with 8. Now steal by Washburn. Nice read as he stole a pass from Penny. He'll take it up left side. He blew the layup. Joshua Washburn with a steal and a blown 0-footer. Oh my. Anillis for 3 the other way. That one's good. Anillis left open out of the right corner. Oh, Washburn had a chance. Overlaid. 3 the other way. 5-point swing. 52-48. Carroll in the lead here. 7:50 to play. Kadrowski up top to Perry. Reversing right side, Bulatovic. Now to Washburn in the right corner. Brings a dribble back up in front of Anillis. Now the bounce feed, Laketta. Backing down on Soul. Turnaround 20-footer. Good. Over Charlie Soul that time. Preston Laketta. Redmond to within 2, 52-50. Now Penny up top to Hall. Taryn Hall to the free throw line. Jump stop left of the line. To Maupin, left corner. Takes the dribble now back up top. Back to Hall. Deep 3 over Laketta. Got it. Taryn Hall tonight with a couple of 3-pointers. 2 for 3. Make it 2 for 4 now from the arc. Back to a 5-point lead. 55-50. Washburn now. Takes it across to Bulatovic left side. Driving left side. Bulatovic with contact. Ooh, couldn't get it to fall, but he'll get to the line to shoot the free throws. Taryn Hall picking up the foul, his second, 6th on Carroll. This will put Bulatovic at the free throw line for the Redmen. 1 for 2 at the stripe tonight for Bulatovic. 8 points. Drops the first one in. Keenan Baltimore checks in, replacing Jordan Kadrowski for the Redmen. With one more toss for Bulatovic. That one is short, and the rebound pulled in by Taryn Hall. 55-51 Carroll. 6:40 to play here in Kenosha. Tarble Arena tonight. Two teams desperately needing a win to stay in the hunt for a playoff spot in the conference tournament. Anillis for 3, that's no good. Baltimore gets the rebound. He'll break it out. Baltimore down the right side, runs into Anillis. We got a blocking foul on Anillis. As both players go down, both are back up. Anillis never had position, as the official explains that to him. And now the Redmen in the bonus now for the rest of the way out. The 7th team foul on Carroll. Clary checks back in, replacing Penny. And Keenan Baltimore at the line for the 1-and-1. 14 second half points for Keenan tonight, 17 total. But he has struggled at the line, 2 for 5. Knocks in the bonus. One more for Keenan. Second leading scorer on the Redmond team at just under 14 per game. In and out, no good. On the second one, the rebound to Carroll. Pioneers a 24-22 advantage on the glass. 55-52 Pioneers. 6:15 to play. Maupin top of the circle. Dribbles left side, gives it off to Clary. Clary runs into Laketta. Laketta with the foul. Little jab step drive move that time, and Clary took a little bit more piece of Laketta than he wanted to there. Laketta with that shoulder. Ran right into his shoulder that time, and Clary okay. For Laketta, his first, third team foul. Charlie Soule back in along with Nick Penny for the Pioneers. On the drive now, they get it inside. Soule, head shoulder fake, puts it up right side, draws the foul. Foul's going to go on Baltimore, I believe. That'll be his third. Check that, it'll go on Washburn. They correct it. Joshua Washburn with his first foul, fourth team foul. Charlie Soule at the line for 2, and the first one rims out. Soule out of Oregon High School was the Badger South Conference Player of the Year his senior year. As Adam Radcliffe will check back in here for the Redmen, replacing Washburn. Again, Christian Cook played in the first half. Cook played 6.5 minutes in the first half, his first game back with a lower leg injury, as Soule makes the second free throw. 56-52, Carroll by 4, under 6 minutes to play. Adam Radcliffe will take the dribble across for the Redmen to Bulatovic left side. Driving now, Bulatovic on the left side, cut off nicely. Back out to Laketta for 3, in and out, no good. Rebound, a tip out, falling down with it was Clary, and then threw it away as it goes off a Penny. That was a tough job by Clary. He was on his back at the free throw line when that ball came to him. Tried to toss it back out to Penny, couldn't corral it. Redmond will inbound. Radcliffe with it, center circle. Working the dribble on Cleary. Now to Bulatovic, to Baltimore. Lob down low to Laketta, and he'll finish in the low post. Preston Laketta with 6. Deficit 2, 56-54 Carroll, 5:20 to play. On the drive, Cleary got it down to the baseline, now underneath. Nice look to Charlie Soule, back door. He's able to finish. Timeout Carroll, a 30-second timeout. We will keep it here, 5:12 to play, and the Pioneers lead it 58-54. Carthage in this second half, 10 for 16, 62%, and even 50% now for the game. 4 for 7 at the arc, 6 for 19 for the game. Carroll, 12 of 19, 63% here in the second half. For the ball game, 21 of 44, 47%. Pioneers 6 of 11 shooting the 3 ball for the game, 10 for 21 at the arc. Leading scorers tonight, Baltimore with 18 for the Redmen. Kyle Maupin with 12 for the Pioneers. Carthage will face some pressure here in the backcourt. Radcliffe, Kadrowski, Baltimore, Bulatovic, and Laketta for Carthage. Clary, Soule, Penny, Maupin, and Hall out there for the Pioneers. Kadrowski, 3 on the way, right side, drops it in. Kadrowski with the 3-point bucket, pulls his team to within 1. Kedro with 8. 58-57, Carroll, 4:45 to go. Cleary down low on Radcliffe. Back up top it'll go. Hall around to Maupin. Cale Maupin Back up top, Williams. To the left side now, Penny driving on Laquetta. The kick back out. Good ball movement here by the Pioneers. Shot clock down to 5. And the loose ball, we got a foul. Maupin running into Baltimore, and Baltimore with the foul with the shot clock down to 3. Going to call a holding foul on Baltimore. Keenan picks up foul number 3. 5th team foul on the Redmen. So Carroll will get the ball back here with a 20-second reset on the shot clock as Charlie Soule will check in now, replacing Blake Williams. See where they're going to inbound here. They're going to near side with 20 to shoot. Clary gets it into Maupin. Cale Maupin got around Laquetta, goes to the basket, missed the shot. Got it completely around Laquetta that time. May have surprised himself at how open he was as he couldn't finish low right. Now the Redmen will set it up. Hunting for another lead here. Bulatovich. Bounce feed Laquetta. Turnaround jump shot from 20 is an air ball miss. Rebound picked up underneath by Clary. Not the look you wanted there. Under 4 minutes to go, trailing by 1. Clary back up top, Maupin. Back to Clary. Radcliffe on him. Shot clock down to 10. Maupin sets a ball screen. Clary runs up on Laquetta again, missing. Baltimore with the rebound. Baltimore down the right side. Pulls it back. Gets it to Radcliffe. Redmen need to set up. Get a good look here. 3.5 to play, trailing by 1. Kedrowski now on the drive. A floater in the paint. In and out, no good. The rebound, Maupin inside on Bulatovich. Well, come back the other way. 26-22 on the glass in favor of Carroll. Timeout, Pioneers. It's a full timeout. We'll step out as well. 3:14 to go. We got a nail-biter here in Kenosha. It's Carroll 58, Carthage 57 on your home for Redmen Athletics. Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP. Both teams tonight. Oh. .314 remaining. 58-57. Pioneers on top of the Redmen. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena. Carroll will inbound. 22 to shoot following their timeout. They get it into Penny. Clary, Williams, Penny, Maupin, and Hall. Penny with it. We got a foul. Moving screen on Taryn Hall. Trying to set the ball screen that time. A little too much body contact. Ran into Kedrowski that time and committed the foul. Soule back in for Williams. Again, they'll put some pressure on in the backcourt here on the Redmen. For Carthage, it'll be Baltimore, Radcliffe, Bulatovich, Kedrowski, and Johnson. Radcliffe gets it across Bulatovich. Right side, driving the basket, lays it up with the right hand, couldn't get it to fall. The tip by Johnson, no good. It's loose underneath. Players fall down. We got a held ball. Diving around with it, and what do we have? A timeout taken by Keenan Baltimore, who came away with the loose ball and called the timeout before he took it over the end line underneath the basket. Timeout, Redmen. 2:49 to play, down 1. That'll leave Carthage with 2 timeouts remaining. Bulatovich on the drive, laid it up with the right hand late. Kind of that in-betweener, should I go glass or finger roll it? Couldn't get it to fall in the ensuing rebound. Bulatovich stripped Maupin of it. Then Hall reached in, poked it away from Bulatovich, and then they dove through the lane looking for the basketball before Baltimore took it away from the legs of Hall and called the timeout. So the Redmen with 2 timeouts remaining. Carroll has 3. Redmen are in the bonus now. 18 fouls on the Pioneers, but the possession arrow favoring Carroll here. 2:49 to play. Elmhurst a 2-point lead over Augustana in Rock Island. Midway through the second half. Illinois Wesleyan's lead down to 3 over North Central, 62-59, just under 5 minutes to go in Bloomington. North Park against the Fisherless Milliken team tonight. Zach and Calvin not playing, 60-44, North Park over Milliken. Baltimore to inbound here, following the timeout, gets it into Bulatovich. Guarded by Williams. Bulatovich puts it on the floor, back out to Johnson, to Radcliffe. Shot clock down to 10. They feed Johnson at the free throw line. Bump, leans in, hits the floater in the paint. Redmen up by 1, 59-58 on the bucket by Shawn Johnson. He's got 5, 2:25 to go. Penny now with it high on the left. Works the dribble, Johnson out on him. Circles back, leaves it for Maupin, back to Penny. Switch off, Kedro now on Penny, goes strong to the basket, missing. Loose ball inside, dug out by the Pioneers, 3 on the way. That one is short, Radcliffe had a hand on it, couldn't gather it in, but knocked it away. It'll be Carroll ball, shot clock reset to 20. 59-58 Redmond, 2:04 to go. It'll be Carroll ball. Pioneers to inbound from the right corner. And the Pioneers want to talk about it. They'll take a timeout. So each team with 2 timeouts remaining with 2:04 to play. Redmond back up by 1 on the little lane floater that time by Shawn Johnson. Radcliffe with a hard pass. Johnson caught it right at the free throw line, then went up and over Taryn Hall for the 13-footer. But you look tonight, Redmond just unable to do anything offensively tonight. They have got to give some credit to Carroll defensively, but Carthage has been awful tonight in their offensive sets. They had struggled tonight. But the Redmen have only turned it over 3 times here in this second half for a total of 13. They have first forced 5 turns by Carroll tonight in the second half and 16 total for the game. Bulatovich, Baltimore, Johnson, Kedrowski, and Radcliffe for the Redmen. It'll be Clary and Williams along with Penny, Maupin, and Hall for the Pioneers. Again, they'll inbound out of the right corner with 20 to shoot here as they get it into Penny. He'll circle out toward the center stripe. Now puts it on the floor, double teamed by Johnson and Kedrowski. Gets it back to Williams on the drive. Shot blocked by Johnson inside, taken away by Kedrowski. Johnson with the shot block that time, his first of the game. Coming in, averaging close to 3 per contest, leading the conference in that category. Now Bulatovich with it. Works it to Johnson, reversing left side Radcliffe. Big possession here. Feeds Johnson inside, back out to Radcliffe. Shot clock down to 9. Johnson with it now on the left block. Back to Kedro. Open 3 right side. Got it! The senior from Downers Grove dumps one from long distance. 62-58, 2-possession game, minute 15 to play. Now Penny circles around, and we got an offensive foul by Maupin coming out to set the ball screen. Slid the hip into Kedrowski. Second time here in the last 5 minutes, Maupin sliding that left hip into the Carthage defender. Huge possession now for the Redmen, up 2 possessions with 1:15 to play. Need a good look here. Baltimore gets it across. Now to Radcliffe. Adam Radcliffe, last couple of games. Now Johnson's pass broken up by Maupin, out of bounds. Carthage possession with 16 to shoot, with just over 1 minute to go here in the second half. A huge three by Kedro. And a big possession here. Radcliffe is double teamed, gets it away to Bulatovic. Back to Radcliffe, now to Baltimore. Shot clock down to 7. Baltimore on the drive. Nice feed low right to Johnson, who was fouled late. Parked underneath that right backboard that time was Johnson. Caught that pass from Baltimore, and as he made his move to the hoop, was fouled by Penny. Nick Penny with the foul, his second. 10th team foul. Johnson at the line will shoot 2. First one up and in for the junior. 6 points tonight for Shawn Johnson, 2 for 3 at the line. Soule and Williams out, Hall and Gruber in. One more free throw here for Johnson. It is on the way, no good. Rebound Gruber. 47 seconds to play, Redmond up by 5. Penny now into the corner, Gruber. Back up top, Maupin works it around to Hall. Hall lost it, it's on the floor, fell down with it, should have been a walk, no call. And now what do we have? Timeout taken by Carroll. Before the ball tie-up, as Radcliffe and Bulatovic trying to time up. Well, it looked awfully close to a travel there. As we look at, we're getting a replay now of Kedro's deep three off the right wing that provided the cushion here for the Redmen. So Carroll taking the timeout. They have 1 remaining with 34 seconds to play here in regulation. Carthage up 63-58. Bucket by Johnson. 1 for 2 at the line for Johnson as well, and then the three-pointer by Kedro. That makes it a 2-possession game here with 34 seconds to play. When play resumes, it'll be Carroll ball with 15 to shoot. Radcliffe, Baltimore, Bulatovic, Kedrowski, and Johnson on the floor for the Redmen. See what Carroll will counter with. Gruber, Penny, Hall, Maupin, and Clary. Inbound left of the basket with 15 to shoot, 34 to play. They get it in quickly on the drive to the basket. Nice look. And they'll take their final timeout here with 32 seconds to play. Taryn Hall with 10 points off the bench tonight for the Pioneers. And Carroll will spend their final timeout here with 32 seconds to play. Hall with 10 points the last time these two teams played earlier this month. Had 10 points and 7 rebounds in that loss to the Redmen back in Waukesha. But he's made it a 3-point game here with 32.9 to play. 18 points tonight for Keenan Baltimore, the leader for the Redmen. 15 after intermission for Keenan tonight. 3 players make it 4 players in double figures for Carroll. Maupin with 12. 10 each for Hall, Penny, and Williams. Johnson, Baltimore, Radcliffe, Bulatovic, and Kedrowski coming out of the timeout for the Redmen. Will face full court pressure here. Already in the double bonus, Carroll with 10 team fouls. So if they do foul, it'll be 2 free throws here for the Redmen. 1-3-1 press put on here by the Pioneers. And they get it to Baltimore, to Kedrowski. Kedro now in the backcourt, needs to get it up the floor. They get it to Baltimore. They get it across. Now they're going to foul Baltimore here with 23 seconds left. Double bonus here, so 2 free throws for Keenan Baltimore. Nick Penny with the foul, his third. Again, Pioneers over the limit. It'll be 2 free throws here for Baltimore. Chance to make it a 2-possession game once again here for Carthage. And Baltimore delivers. TJ Best in for Radcliffe. One more free throw for Keenan Baltimore. Hit them both. 5-point lead, 23 seconds to play. Penny will bring it up. Again, Carroll out of timeouts. Penny quickly down. Penny, backdoor feed, reverse layup, and the foul. Didn't want to do that. Let him go. Just let him go. Let him make the layup. Not going to hurt you there. Now they can score points here without the time running off the clock. Radcliffe back in for Best. That last foul will go on Shawn Johnson. Just let him go. That layup wasn't going to hurt you. Now a chance to cut it to 2 here with a 3-point play, and they do. Soule will check back in, replacing Hall. Carthage will face full court pressure again with 15 seconds to play, the lead down to 2. Radcliffe gets it into Baltimore. They'll try and foul him, and they do, with 12 seconds remaining here. Once again, we'll walk it down for double bonus for Keenan Baltimore. 17 second half points for Baltimore tonight. Chance to put his team up by 3 with this toss here. It is on the way and good. Hall back in for Soule. Best back in for Radcliffe here. Big free throw here. Need to make it a 2-possession game with 12 seconds to play. The senior out of Zion delivers. Pair of free throws down the stretch for Keenan Baltimore. Final 12 seconds here. Again, Carroll out of timeouts. Penny quickly up for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Tip up, no good. Ball loose, picked up by Penny. It's short. Johnson with it and was fouled with 0.2 seconds left. The Redmen are going to come away a winner here tonight. Good effort down the stretch here for the Redmen as Johnson will get to the line with less than a second remaining. And Carthage will sweep the season series from the Pioneers. Johnson missing the front end. Good job down the stretch here. The big bucket by Johnson and the 3-pointer by Kadrowski here. As Johnson's free throw is short. It'll go out of bounds to the Pioneers. Again, they'll have to go the full length. 0.2 seconds to play. They get it. Penny won't get the shot away as time expires and the Redmen win it. 67-63 tonight. And with the victory now, the season series for the Redmen, they get to 4-6 on the season, 12-7 overall. Carroll falls to 2-8, 9-10 on the year. Carthage has the tiebreaker now on Carroll, the Redmen sitting in 6th place, Carroll in 7th place, and Carthage with the tiebreaker for that final spot in the conference tournament. 67-63, a Redmen winner tonight. We'll step out, take a 2-minute break. Back with Steve Jurkovic in our post-game report. All that starting in 2 minutes right here on 1050 WLIP.
score. They average.
Carthage Redmond basketball on AM 1050 WLIP, brought to you tonight by Mason's Eatery and Pub. Don't be a chain eater, eat at Mason's, Highway 50 west of Green Bay Road. By Building Waters, Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. That's what they do, and don't forget refrigeration too. By Francetic Tax Resolution. Don't get frantic, get Francetic. Go to 262tax.com. By Luigi's Pizzeria on 39th Avenue, just south of Highway 50. By Something Different, a sports fan Fantasyland, 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. Our good friends at Berkshire Hathaway Epic Real Estate. By the Sinus and Snoring MD.com. That's Dr. Swerdlin with offices on Green Bay Road in Kenosha. By our friends at Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, located just east of I-94 on Highway 50. Nobody sells for less than Lynch. By Ruffalo's 2 Family Restaurant on 45th Street in Kenosha. By Lou Perini's Gas and Grocery. By Wingstop of Kenosha. By the Vigiano Insurance Agency on Washington Road. Call Steve today. He'll shop for your insurance needs. By S.J. Crystal's Menswear. For the finest in men's fashions, see Louis Aceto and the fine folks at S.J. Crystals on 6th Avenue and 57th Street in downtown Kenosha. By Dickey's Barbecue Pit, I-94, Highway 50, across from Woodman's. By the Westosha Sports Complex, Zero to Hero Conditioning. Visit them online at westoshasportscomplex.com. And by Triangle Flooring, Furniture, and Appliance Center, Highway 50 and 39th Avenue in Kenosha. Well, the largest home crowd of the season tonight, some 800 or so in attendance tonight, saw a good one this evening as the Redmen pull away at the end, 67-63 over the Carroll Pioneers. Carroll led by as many as 6 in the first half, led by 1 at the break. Redmond took as much as a 5-point lead here in the second half early through the first 5 minutes thanks to the sharp shooting of Keenan Baltimore. Baltimore scored 11 points in the first 4.5 minutes of this second half. He finished with game-high honors tonight with 22, with 19 coming here in the second half for Keenan Baltimore. The game was in doubt as Carthage trying to battle back, and it was nip and tuck. As I mentioned, the Redmen led by as many as 5 here in the second half, as did Carroll, but once it crossed over the midway point of this second half, it was back and forth. Neither team led by more than 3 in the final 10 minutes of this one. And the Redmen got the lead on a short jumper by Shawn Johnson in the paint with 2.5 minutes left. That put him up 59-58. Then the 3-point miss by Blake Williams. And Jordan Kodrowski was able to get the rebound, and then on the return pass, nailed the 3-pointer off the right wing with 1:26 left. That put the Redmen up 62-58, a 4-point lead, 2-possession game, and thinking, boy, things are looking really good for the Redmen, but Carroll came right back. Johnson was able to, I should say Shawn Johnson then was able to go 1 for 2 at the line to make it 63-58. Carroll came right back as Taryn Hall got the layup, made it 63-60, was fouled, and made the free throw to cut the lead back down to 2. Or I should say Blake Williams with the layup. The foul, that made it a 2-point game, so the Redmen had to get it in. They did. Keenan Baltimore was then fouled, went to the line, hit both free throws, and put this game out of reach. Final seconds, Carroll was forced a foul. Johnson got to the line with 0.2 seconds left. Didn't matter as Carthage was able to put this one away from the free throw line down the stretch. And Kenan Baltimore leading the team tonight into a 67-63 victory tonight. 22 points for Kenan Baltimore, 19 in the second half. Baltimore 6 of 8 tonight, 3 of 5 shooting the three ball. He hit his first 3 3-pointers to start this second half, and he was on fire, and the team rode him to the finish line, leading the team in scoring. The high game honor tonight as well, 22 for the senior out of Zion. Jordan Kadrowski chipped in 11, but none bigger than that three-pointer with under a minute and a half to go. Kadrowski tonight, 4 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 at the arc. Finished with 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists tonight for Jordan Kadrowski. 9 points for Filip Bulatovic off the bench. Bulatovic tonight, 3 of 6, including a three-pointer. He was 2 of 4 at the line, finishing with 9. 8 points for Brad Perry. Perry 4 for 4 from the field tonight, finishing with 8 points. 6 points each for Preston Laketta and Shawn Johnson. For Laketta tonight, what was impressive, didn't have his three-point shot, but he hit a couple of nice short mid-range jumpers from inside of 20 around the basket, and had a couple of finishes underneath as well. Laketta with 6 points tonight. 5 for Josh Washburn coming off the bench tonight. And that closes out the scoring. TJ Best played, did not score. Adam Radcliffe played, did not score. Krishan Cook did play in the first half tonight, did not play after intermission, finished with no points tonight. And Jacob Poglace playing in the second half, played about 4 minutes here in the second half and did not score. In the second half for the Redmen, they go 14 of 23, just 61%, 6 of 9 from the arc, 67%, and 9 of 16 from the line. So for the game, Carthage back at their season average. They lead the conference in field goal percentage. Redmen now at 51% for the game, 23 of 45. Redmen 8 for 21 at the arc, much better at 38%, and 13 of 23 at the line. Meanwhile, for Carroll, 4 players in double figures, led by Blake Williams with 13, Cale Maupin with 12, Nick Penny with 10, Taryn Hall off the bench for 10. Pioneers in the second half, 15 of 29, 51% for the game. Carroll 24 of 54, 44%. Second half three-ball shooting for Carroll. They were on spot, 6 of 13, 46% for the game, 10 for 23, 43%. They got to the line just 3 times in the second half. Went 2 for 3 for the game, 5 for 7. They out-rebound the Redmen 32-27, and Carthage getting 26 points in the paint and 14 off of turnovers as they win this one 67-63. Joined now by assistant basketball coach Steve Jurkovic. Well, you've had a chance to peruse that score sheet. Your thoughts tonight on a good Redmen win?
I'm proud of the way we persevered, Lades. We've had a lot of these games lately, and this is the first one we've closed in a couple weeks. So needed it, much needed, made some big plays down the stretch. I thought the combination of point guards we threw out there did a really good job. Adam Radcliffe really made some good decisions late. Didn't score the ball, but he did a really nice job getting the ball, not turning it over, and we went from 10 turnovers in the first half to 3 in the second, and I think that made the difference tonight.
I thought so too. I was gonna say protecting the basketball. Bosco mentioned that in our pregame tonight too, and that's something that's hard to do against this Carroll team. Their hands everywhere.
They're active. They're nonstop moving. They switch defenses more than any team you'll see all year. They probably showed 8 or 10 different sets defensively, from a 1-2-2 zone to a 1-3-1 zone to a run and jump at half court to trapping the ball screen to go under the ball screen. I mean, they play every single way possible, and you don't always get the best look possible during practices, and I think that was sort of a shock for us early on, and a lot of self-inflicted turnovers in the first half, and I thought we really did a better job second half valuing the basketball, understanding how important these possessions are late, and guys closed the game well.
Kenan Baltimore, the senior, I think as a senior should, came out in that second half, got hot early, started to feed him the ball a little bit more and rode that hot hand. 19 second half points for a total of 22 tonight.
Kept his composure, played the correct way, and not just with the ball. He moved the ball well and got the ball back the second time, and I think that's something early on in his career he might not have done, where he said, I got to force this shot, I got to get it there. But we had a lot of guys penetrating and kicking, and we have not shot the ball well from three. Wheaton does an unbelievable job of running you off the line. Carroll's similar in that aspect, and we only made 2 in the first half, but we made 6 and a few early in the second half that kind of got us that jump right away.
I thought that sparked the team. I thought intensity-wise got you back in mentally and really kept you focused. And then I like the way you closed this one out, making free throws down the stretch the way you want to.
Made free throws when you needed them late. Overall, the guys did a really nice job late, and they pressed. They trapped us early. We were strong with the ball. We got the ball where it needed to go, and we made our free throws late. We didn't make them much early, but we made them late when it counted.
2 big buckets down the stretch. Shawn Johnson's jumper in the paint there to give you that 1-point lead, and then the triple by Kudrowski in transition.
Needed a play. Good decision, passed the ball, got it reversed. They doubled the post a lot, and Kadro stepped in and hit a big 3 when we really needed it. And that sort of put us over the top, got us that 3-4 point edge. Shawn with that big move in the inside, and they move and they rotate so well that you're going to be guarded by a 5'11 guy when you're 6'11 at sometimes, and you got to make the correct decision. He went through. Clary, I believe, was on him, rotating over, and he made a big play.
Thought you did a nice job, too, on their guys tonight. You didn't let them really take over this ball game, particularly Penny and Maupin, their 2 go-to guys. Penny tonight needed 11 hoists to get to 10 points. He was 4 of 11, 2 of 6 at the arc, but I thought his play off the ball tonight was spot on. He gave you some trouble there, too.
They're a tough team to play. They play correct. They're one of the most efficient teams on both ends of the floor, and they make you earn every basket you get. And they rotated a lot of guys in who haven't played as much recently, but they want to say, hey, we're going to play 100 miles an hour the entire game. And I thought we did a nice job on Penny, did a nice job on Clary and the guards. Maupin's a load. They're as good of a back-cutting team as you are, and if you're too high, it bit us a couple times, and you just have to understand time and situation. Probably didn't need to foul a guy late when he's finishing behind the basket, but little things that we can work on with the last 6 left.
Well, now you got a bye weekend here. You're off until next week, Wednesday, so you've got some time now to self-scout, as I always like to say, where you get a chance to break down some film, take a look at what you're doing, and get some guys healthy. Shawn returned to the lineup tonight. Cook was in there for the first half. Didn't come back for the second half. I think that leg's still a little tender.
His way in. I think he needs to get looser a little bit better before the game to make sure he's ready to go, and he should be ready to go. I mean, obviously a couple days off is going to help him a lot. We'll watch a lot of tape these next few days, get in the gym, do some individual work with the guys that they need, and like you said, let the guys recover that need it most. Big
games tonight in the league. Down in Bloomington, North Central falls to Illinois Wesleyan 77-71. Really not surprised with that one, the way this league is set up.
Absolutely.
And then Elmhurst hanging on down to the bitter end. It's a 3-point Blue Jay lead now with 12 seconds left, 92-89. In the other final, somewhat surprising, neither Fisher played for Milliken tonight, 75-63 North Park.
I sound like a broken record, but every game you got to be ready to play. And top to bottom, us and Carroll have played so many close games. I mean, you look at ours, we've lost 5 games by 4 points or less in the conference. And today I thought we did a good job of finishing and closing, which is what we needed to do, and need to be ready to play. Elmhurst obviously is top of the league right now, and we need to be ready to play for Wednesday.
I'll tell you what, this is a big stretch coming up for your team. You start 4 of your next 5 now away from Tarble Arena, starting next week Wednesday at Elmhurst.
Played them well the last time, didn't close as well. They obviously have the 2 dynamic players in Rhodey and Dotlich that are as good as scoring guards as there are in the league. Thomas is a load on both ends of the floor. He's really done a good job after he lost some weight in the offseason. And I think we matched up. I thought we had a good scheme for him last time. We'll probably mix things up a little bit next time we get to see him, and hopefully come out of Elmhurst with a win.
Huge win here. At least it gives you the tiebreaker edge now over Carroll, and that, again, going to a 6-team conference tournament. And as you mentioned, you talked about it Saturday night, priorities have changed here a little bit. Now it's a scramble to make the tournament. Doesn't matter where you get, just get in.
We said going into today, and guys knew how important and how valuable this game was. And now you have the edge. You have a 2-game lead on Carroll with the tiebreaker, and helps you out, but obviously mission not accomplished yet. We got to be ready to play at Elmhurst, and then we got Milliken, North Park after that. Hopefully we can get in a little bit of a run here and get some momentum going to the conference tournament.
Carthage with the win here tonight, 67-63, and enjoy your weekend here. You got a little chance to relax a little bit, I think, and take a breather.
We'll try.
Who you like in the Super Bowl Sunday?
I always pick the wrong team, so don't count on me.
So. Well, I know your dad's an AFC guy. He's probably going with the Chiefs.
Probably. Then I'll go the altar.
You're going with the
I'll go 49ers.
Go with the 49ers. Okay. All right. So we'll keep an eye on the Jurkovic household here, and we'll find out how that goes down when we visit with you next week.
Sounds like a plan. Mr. Weiser, thank you.
Enjoy your weekend.
You too.
Steve Jurkovic joining us up here in the press box tonight. A Redmond win tonight over Carroll. And Redmond now have won 5 of the last 8 matchups since Carroll rejoined the league and run their overall series record now to 47-34 in this 82nd meeting between the two schools that make up the W in the CCIW. Well, it's going down to the very bitter end down in Rock Island. 6 seconds remaining now, 92-91 in favor of the Blue Jays. And Augustana taking a timeout with 6 seconds left, so we're just waiting for that one to go final. Meanwhile, we can tell you on the women's side tonight, it was a rough one for Coach Tim Bernero and the Carthage Lady Reds, playing their second straight game without Autumn Kahless tonight. And they go down to Carroll in Waukesha tonight, 91-55, the final in that one, as Carroll puts 5 players in double figures. Wisher with 17, 13 for Kayla Evans, 14 for Cruz, 10 for Sierra Gruber, and 12 for Kelly Christian. So rough night tonight for the Lady Reds. Only 3 players in double figures for Carthage tonight. It was Sammy Woodward with 13, just 3 of 8 from the field, 11 for Amanda Larson, 3 for 6 from the field. Kelsey Shawn with 12 points tonight for the Lady Reds, but it wasn't enough as the Carthage Lady Reds fall in Waukesha tonight, 91-55. Other finals on the men's side tonight in the CCIW, and for those of you watching the video stream, we plugged into the final 6 seconds on the video stream here of the game against Augustana and Elmhurst. But we can tell you Illinois Wesleyan defeated North Central tonight down in Bloomington. So North Central, their second conference loss, knocks them out of first place momentarily, pending the outcome of that game in Rock Island. The final 77-71 Titans, as 3 players in double figures tonight. Laritz with 17, Yoder with 17, and Schumacher with 17 for the Titans. It was Connor Reardon with 15 and Matt Capoletti with 12 for North Central tonight. The Cardinals go down in Bloomington 77-71. So final 6 seconds we're watching here. Elmhurst up by 2. Augie with the 3 at the buzzer. Got it! Augustana wins it at the buzzer, 94-93 over the 4th-ranked Elmhurst Blue Jays as they get the 3-pointer to win the ball game, as it's Pearson Wofford for the triple, and Augustana defeats Elmhurst tonight 94-93. So now your new standings tonight, you have both Elmhurst and North Central at 8 and 2 as both lose on the road tonight. Augustana and Illinois Wesleyan pick up big home wins. Augie now at 7 and 3, alone, a half game ahead of Wheaton now for 3rd place in the conference, and a half game ahead of Illinois Wesleyan, who won at home tonight. So you've got Elmhurst and North Central each at 8-2, Augustana 7-3, Wheaton and Illinois Wesleyan at 6-3, Carthage and at 4-6. Those are your top 6 teams that would make the conference tournament. Then you have Carroll 2-8, North Park with the win tonight, they're 2-8, Milliken now 1-9. So it's a jumbled race to the top here, and it's going to go down, as I've said, to the very bitter end, right to the last weekend of February for the conference title in this CCIW. So 2 ranked teams go down on the road tonight. Number 4, Elmhurst, suffers their second loss of the season and their second conference loss, 94-93 to the Augustana Vikings. And North Central goes down. 13th ranked Cardinals fall in Bloomington tonight, 77-71. No game on Saturday. Redmond and Lady Reds with a bye, so we'll join you up with you again 1 week from tonight. It'll be Lady Red basketball here on 1050 WLIP and on the WLIP.com stream, as well as live.carthage.edu. Lady Reds and the Cardinals Wednesday night here at the beautiful Tarble Arena. Our next Redmond broadcast will be here on Wednesday, February 12th when the Carthage Redmen take on North Park here at the Tarble Arena. So until next Wednesday, I hope you have a very pleasant week, everyone. My thanks to John Voinovich for directing our video stream here tonight. Mike Love continues to rehab at home, and we hope to see you out here soon, Mike. We very much miss you here at Carthage College. And my thanks to Scott DeLabio, engineering the broadcast back at our Pleasant Prairie studios on WLIP. I'm John Weiser, bidding you a very pleasant good evening from the Tarble Arena, a happy arena tonight as the Carthage Redmen knock off the Carroll Pioneers 67-63. Until next week, Wednesday, thanks for tuning in to Carthage Athletics, heard on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050, WLIP Kenosha. Good night, everyone.